Namaste. Chitirupena ya kritsnametad vyapya sthita jagat. Namastasyai, 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 namo namaha. Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana is a very beautiful word. It's got a very wide scope of meaning in its original Sanskrit roots. Of course, we have a lot of derivations from Samskrtam which have been directly applied into our Desha Bhashas, to our regional languages. And because we profusely adopt from Sanskritam directly, or we get the Tadbhava Rupa, the derivation, the semantic derivation, we have used this word profusely in all the Desha Bhashas. But just like it happens with any other language, over a period of time, the scope of meaning shrinks or changes a little. Every language is vulnerable to change after a few years, few decades, few centuries. But that didn't exactly happen with Sanskritam because it is insulated thus. The kind of Vyakaranam, the structure of Sanskritam is such that it can accommodate any amount of new terminologies and concepts. It can formulate, coin newer words, terminologies, but it will never lose its original ones. So, when we understand the word Sanatana in Sanskritam, it has a very wide scope of meaning. Sanatana can be equated to Satya, truth. What is Satya? Sat, that which is always there. There is a very beautiful small definition for Satyam. Trikala badhitam Satyam. Trikaleshu abadhitam. That which is never influenced in all the three times, past, present and future. So, anything that is subject to change due to time, anything which is framed into one time or one space, one region, anything that cannot be universally applicant to everybody. Anything that is there now shall not be there later, that was there and is not there now. Such things are not called Sat, they are tentative Sat, they are all temporary truths. So, when we say Asato ma Satgamaya, that is what we mean. There is a tentative truth. It is not a lie exactly, it's a temporary truth. So, today is there only for today, tomorrow this today is gone. So, when I am born, I am just an infant, but the infanthood passes, then I enter my childhood, then childhood passes, I enter youth. So, they were not lies, they were different phases which are coming and going in my life. So, this is not called Sat, it is called a limited truth. It is a limited truth. So, what is Sat? That which was always there, that which is there and shall always be there, that is called Sat. And that is only Paramatma, Sat Chit Ananda. So, that is Om Tat Sat we say after every mantra, Harihi Om Tat Sat. So, Om Tat Sat, that Omkara Swarupi, the Paramatma, whomever we call Hari, Hara, Shankara, Brahma, whatever. Names and forms that we use for Bhakti and Upasana may be many, but they all convey the same truth. Like we have so many windows, we need a window for our room, everybody needs a window for themselves. We can't expect the whole world to see the sky through one window. I see the sky through my window here in Karnataka, somebody else sees the same sky through his or her window in Delhi, somebody else sees the same sky through his or her window in Australia or America, but the sky is the one and same. So, the sky is the one truth. And we are all looking at that, we are all trying to perceive that. So, that one truth is called Sat. So, whatever is based on that Sat is called Sanatana. And when we base ourselves on truth, we get a clarity about what we are and what the world is. And that comes with Ruta Prajna, they say. The typical Sanatani's life begins with Dhyanam. When we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do is not just rush, go here, there, start with our errands. It is always advised to sit up on the bed, just be calm, observe your breath, observe your mind, observe your body, just calm down, understand yourself. The toughest thing is to understand ourselves. We have a blaring media which gives us the news from every part of the world. We know everything that happens in any part of the world, but we know nothing about what is happening within me. So, what am I? What are my potentials? nature has given us this beautiful personality, this beautiful body, mind, intellect complex, which is very rich in many ways. There are so many potentials, faculties, talents and possibilities hidden in our body, in our mind, in our intellect. We have the Pancha Koshas. Each of them is rich with so many things. But nature, Paramatma, is very tricky. He wants us to do the treasure hunt. He never reveals to us what is there within us. We have to do this tapasya to bring it out. The treasure is very much there, but we have to hunt the treasure. So that is what meditation is about. To understand my breath is so important today. We hardly breathe properly. When we join a yoga class, probably the first thing we realize after a few days is that I was never breathing properly all these days. To even breathe properly is a science. So to understand how well I can breathe, to understand the power I can sustain, the power of breath I can sustain, we do the long Omkara Japa and we do the meditation to capture the restlessness. Initially, 1 minute of meditation will feel like 1 hour of meditation. It's so difficult and I'm just waiting to open my eyes and go out. That restlessness, Rajoguna, is slowly captured through meditation. So these are all the ways to get back to ourselves, to connect to ourselves. Yujyate iti yoga. Yoga means to connect. Yoga is not just a bunch of exercises. Asana is a part of yoga. It is mastering the body. But yoga is not just some asanas, it is about connecting to oneself. When we connect back to our own personality, this body, this mind is a bundle of emotions. So many thoughts, so many feelings, so many memories are stored there. How many are healthy for me? How many are unhealthy for me? I should do this relentless cleansing every day. Like we clean our house every day. We have to clean the mind every day. And all this is about meditation. This is what meditation is about. So every morning we do this. By understanding ourselves, by going deep into ourselves, we develop the Ruta Prajna. This is what the Shastras say, the Ruta Prajna. It's a very, very frequently used word in our Shastras. Ruta Prajna. Ruta is the cosmic truth, the Satchit Ananda Paramatma. And I am a speck in this universe. I am a part of this great thing. I am not something else. Maybe our Macaulay textbooks today say man is the master of nature, man rules nature. They are all very arrogant claims. We can never rule nature. We are nothing in front of nature. We are a part of this great nature. So with due modesty, we should acknowledge that I am a part of nature. When we submit to nature, when we connect to nature, it starts opening up its secrets for us. So that is called Ruta Prajna. A person who can just capture his restlessness and keep his body very firm, his mind very calm, his intellect very focused, and do some meditation. Understand who am I, why am I here, what is my role, what can I do for the society. To undo all the unnecessary influences on our mind and thought, to cleanse ourselves, to empower ourselves, to energize ourselves. It's like a battery recharge. That connects us to the Parama Satya. We are the lesser truth as jivas. For now, it's a tentative jivatva. We connect to the highest, which is actually our true nature. The Brahma Swarupa, Hari Om Tat Tvamasi. We are that. So how do we realize that? Not when we think of just this body. If only my Aadhaar card identity or my image in the mirror is only my identity, then I have not understood who am I. So this Ruta Prajna helps me to understand the higher truth which I actually am. And after the Ruta Prajna, when I open my eyes, I will understand who am I better. And I don't need anybody else to tell me what I am. And my body will be better, my mind will function better, my intellect will function better. I don't need lies, I don't need to impress or appease or do any nasty thing to please somebody, to impress somebody. No, we don't have to. We just start manifesting what we naturally have. So this is the real way to growth. And this is what Sanatana Dharma teaches us. Connect to the Ruta Prajna. And that Ruta is also called Satya when we apply it through speech. The same Satya, the Ruta Satya become Dharma. they become dharma in application. So, if I am at home, I am born in Karnataka. So, automatically when I take birth, I am in a family, my dharma is automatically defined. I am born in Bharata, so I automatically become a Bharatiya. I am born in the Karnataka state, so I belong to this state. I have to pick up the language here, the traditions here, the Samskriti here. I should develop the love for this place. I have a duty towards my family people, my colleagues, my neighbors, my fellow human beings. I also have a duty towards birds and animals around me. So, this is how the Ruta Prajna will help us understand my duties better. I will start understanding the connection between the plants and animals and fellow human beings, everybody, everything around me. I will connect to the sun, I will do Sandhya Vandanam. I am here, I am healthy, I am breathing, I am alive, I am eating, everything is happening here because of the Surya. If not for him, the earth would not have been here. So, I understand the connection between me and the celestial great beings. I connect to the moon, I connect to the different seasons. We do the Rututsavas. We celebrate every Rutu, every season as a new form of Lakshmi. The whole of Prakriti is Lakshmi for us. It's goddess, it's mother for us. So, she is coming in a new dress. She comes as Vasanti in the Vasanta Rutu. She comes as Vrishti, she comes as rain, Ardra in Shravana. Then she comes as Kritika, she comes in the winter form. So, every new change in nature, every beautiful thing in nature, everything noble which is sustaining us, this whole cycle of seasons is sustaining us. What if we had only summer? We would have been burned to death long ago, no life would have existed. What if it was only winter all time or only rains all time? It is a beautiful, very well defined cycle happening everywhere around us, and that cycle is sustaining me. So, I connect to that. Everything around me is helping me live. So, a real Sanatani is like this. Sanatana Dharma means to live like this, to be like this. Always acknowledge. We begin the day with Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule Sthita Gauri, Prabhate Karadarshanam. Such a beautiful thing. What are we hunting for all the time? Wealth. We are hunting for some knowledge, skills, wisdom, creativity, all that knowledge. Then we are hunting for leadership, power and all that. That is what Lakshmi, Saraswati and Gauri are about. All resources of the world, human and material resources of the world is Lakshmi. Where is she? She is not in the bank, she is not elsewhere, she is here. Kara agre vasate. Kara madhye Saraswati. Where is Saraswati? Where is wisdom? Where is knowledge? Where are the skills? They are all here very much in my hands. Karamule sthita Gauri. And where is Gauri? Gauri is dynamism, she is leadership. Gauri becomes Kali, Durga, Chandi, anything. Then she goes back to Gauri. It's like potential energy becoming kinetic energy, doing everything. It becomes sound energy, light energy, this. And then when the task is done, it is back to its potential form. So, Gauri becomes everything and she again goes back to her potential form. So, we have everything in us. That's the way to start a day. And this is what Sanatana teaches us. And we say, Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparsham Kshamasvame. I wake up and I tell, oh Mother Earth, I am going to tread on you, I am going to stamp on you, I am so sorry. Padasparsham Kshamasvame. In Bharatanatyam we do the Namaskara, say Padaghatam Kshamasvame. I am going to kick you, Amma, please forgive me. Mother Earth will not put a case on us, but I have to culture my Antaranga. I have to culture myself. Surya doesn't need those few drops of water, Arghya. Chandra doesn't need it. Mother Earth, Bhumi doesn't need it. But I need it because I am the beneficiary here. The benefactor doesn't need it. But the beneficiary should always acknowledge that. To acknowledge how I am a part of this whole creation. To acknowledge that everything around me is helping me, sustaining me, is what is very necessary so that we don't become evil demons, so that we don't take advantage of what is there around us. We should acknowledge the importance of our parents. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Matru Devo Bhava. Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava. Now you are going to become a grahastha. It comes in the Vedam Anuchyacharyo Ante Vasinam Anushasti. He is going to tell the Antevasi, the student who is residing in the Gurukula has completed his education. He is going to go back home, become a grahastha, take up a job and settle down. So the follow-up advice is that Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, speak truth. If you are connected to the Ruta Prajna, you will speak only truth. If I am disconnected from the Ruta, I am just connected to the material things around me, people around me, objects around me. If I think life is about hoarding, lot of gadgets, lot of cars, lot of bungalows, just things and things and things, objects, what am I within? My mobile has been updated, upgraded, my laptop has been upgraded, updated, my house has been updated, upgraded, my car has been updated, but have I been updated? Is my mind better than what it was yesterday? Is my speech better than what I was yesterday? Is my sleep better than what it was yesterday? Can I sleep if I am not a truly noble person? So the costliest cot cannot assure me good sleep. It is my Ruta Prajna, it is my how I cleanse myself, how I understand myself, how I strike a harmonious connection with the whole of creation that decides the quality of my life, the quality of my thoughts and speech. So this is how we begin the day in Sanatana Dharma. Matru Devo Bhava, mother. She is the most important person to us in the world. We can never have a replacement for a mother. Maybe we can have replacement for any other relationship, but not a mother. So once a mother, she is always the mother. So just respect her, love her. Forget about the generation gap and all these. We should not give any justification to not like the mother. It is evil, it is a sin. She is mother, Amma. And Prakriti is also Amma because she is unconditionally giving us everything. And Pitru Devo Bhava, as important as Amma, they are giving us everything. They gave us birth, they spent their money, they spent their life, they put aside their dreams and spent everything for us to make us what we are today. If there is somebody in this world who can love us unconditionally, it is our parents. We may be good, we may be bad, we may be deserving, undeserving, we may be weak, strong, we may bring them great respect and pride, or we may damage their respect and pride. Whatever we do, they will still say, you are my son, you are my daughter. The love is unconditional. So this love we can only get from our parents, and they are the biggest supports, moral supports for us. So who else should we look for? Where is God? God is not in flesh and blood sitting somewhere on the clouds in some imaginary palace and dictating, commanding and saying who should go to hell, who should go to heaven. These are definitely not the ideas of Sanatana Dharma. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshejjana tishtati. The Ishvara is there in everybody's heart, he is here. If I disconnect from the material, the bhautika, the physical world and go in, I connect to him. That's what is Paramatma. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. The whole world is Ishasya avasya, the home of the Paramatma. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahma. Sarvam Brahmamayam Rere, Sarva Brahmamayam, says Sadashiva Brahmendra. So all great prajnas, the Upanishads, the whole parampara says that everything is God. It's God's manifestation, His own expression, His own Prakriti. So how do we reach Him? Through the Prakriti. He is abstract, Nirakara, Nirvikara, Satchit, Ananda Swarupa. And we see His grace, we feel His grace, we enjoy His grace, we are benefited by His grace through His Prakriti, the nature around us. It starts with our mother, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. The love of God is seen through the love of the parents. The service of God, what He is giving us, is seen through our parents. Then Acharya Devo Bhava, our teachers, our masters, our mentors, our motivators. There are many types of guru. Not just the teacher inside the classroom. Shikshakaha, Bodhakaha, Tarakaha, Prerakaha, Atma Guru, Swarupa Guru, somebody who motivates us. Just flip the pages of Bhagavad Gita, open one page, see one shloka. some flash of thought, some beautiful insight that may be enough to energize me for the day or for a life. One line of Swami Vivekananda, one line of Mahabharata, one line of Ramayana, some beautiful Gade proverb, some Kannada proverb, some beautiful small tale, anything, or somebody's advice, somebody's counsel, somebody's motivational words, anything can that moment be a great initiator that can initiate me into a better path. So all that is Guru. That is why the Guru definition is beautiful. It says, Gukaras yandhakaratah, Rukaras tan nirodakah, andhakara nirodhitvat Guru rityabhidiyate. Gu is the single syllable word for the meaning andhakara, that is darkness. Rukaras tan nirodhakaha. Ru is the power to dispel or control or subdue, whatever. It's a power that can regulate, control, destroy, punish, whatever. Andhakara nirodhitvat, the power that dispels darkness, the power that removes darkness is Guru. Guru hu iti abhidiyate. See this beautiful thing. There is no hero worship here. The Guru Shakti can express in anybody, anytime. It can express, our teachers are our gurus, our parents are our gurus. A great text like Bhagavad Gita can be a guru to me. And anybody who helps me out with some problem in life can be a guru. An experience can be a guru. A sukha or a dukkha. A joy can teach me something. A sorrow can teach me many things. Success can teach me something. Failures can teach me many more things. Some trusted person who helps me can teach me about how many good people are there in the world. Somebody who offends me will also teach me many things. So everybody, anything can be a guru. But are we shishyas is the big question here. So Acharya Devo Bhava, whoever teaches you, who is your Acharya, who takes you on the right path, who leads you, it could be for a small time or for a big time. There's a nice saying in Kannada, Undaksharam kalisidatam guru. If somebody has taught you one akshara, he is also your guru, never forget. Kritagnya, kritiratmavan, that is how Paramatma himself is according to Vishnu Sahasranam. Always be grateful, thankful. Because that akshara can be something very important to me. If my primary school teacher did not teach me 2 + 2 is equal to 4, I would never have been an MSc mathematics or PhD mathematics or a NASA scientist today. Even the biggest, the most complex of calculations start with 2 + 2. So even that teacher becomes very important to us. So never forget the Guru Parampara, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. So treat your guest as your Devata. It is Paramatma who comes in that form. If you have a guest in home, that is when the best cook in me manifests. The best host in me manifests. My goodness, my patience, my love, my concern, my audarya. I'll have some nice things at home. Some jewelry, some clothes, some nice things. It's for me, mujhe chahiye, I want this. But when I have a nice guest, I have to give them something good. I will part with them with happiness. I will serve them everything that I have cooked. At the end, maybe something is left or not left. But I never grumble. I am happy that everybody ate. You see how Tyaga happens very naturally. So to be a natural Tyagi, we have to do this Atithya. That is why even a Grihastha has to do this Atithi Yajna. To treat our guests, our neighbors as gods. We go out of way and invite them. There is no vrata, no puja, no utsava, no festivity. No day of a Sanatani that should pass without Atithi Satkara. In today's urban world, Macaulay education has taught us, don't waste your money, hoard your money, save your money, keep it for yourself. But our parampara tells us that you have to do Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava every day. Something, a part of my money, a part of my service should go to somebody. Or it's also this Bhuta Yajna. Actually, people many times ask, what is very common in Sanatana Dharma? You have so many cults, so many devatas, so many upasanas. North Indians do it like this, South Indians do it like this, Shaivas do like that, Vaishnavas do like that. Vedantis say you are God. We don't understand. It's so contradictory. There's a repeated narrative being floated like this. But a true Sanatana Dharmi doesn't feel it. One who lives it knows that they are not contradictions. They are different approach routes. There are many, we all have different types of emotional orientations. We have intellectual orientations. So we are all evolving at different paces and in different styles. So together we are all finally going to the same one truth, and we need the freedom to go in different ways. So now coming to this Sanatana Dharma, what is common? What is common for all these cults? You may have hundreds, thousands, even lakhs. What is very common is the Panchayagnas. They are all based on this. You connect to yourself, Rita Prajna, understand what you are, come out energized, see the world with love, see the sun rise, Sandhya Vandanam, do the Sandhya Prarthana, go take bath in the river. To live with nature is very important in Sanatana Dharma. So people preferred to have a bath in a river or in a well, to connect to that. Having a hi-fi toilet and geyser, this is kind of disconnects us from nature. Okay, today we are so urbanized, it's become a part of our lives. But how our people grew, even a Raja or a Rani, even they used to have palaces beside a water body and take bath in the natural water bodies. That's a connecting to the nature. So start your day like that. So all of us, irrespective of what Varna we belong to, what cult we belong to, what gender we are, what region we are in. It could be North India, South India, we may be in Kashmir or Kanyakumari, anywhere we are, whatever we are, old or young. We have these 5 main yajnas to do. They are called the Pancha Yajnas. They are the Samana Samskaras, Samana for everybody, Samanya Samskaras. They are universal. They are also called Pancha Yajna, Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Manushya Yajna and Bhuta Yajna. So Deva Yajna, Paramatma has given us this body, this nature, resources. So we say we are running this, I am the director of this institution, I am doing that, I am getting everything done. We claim many things. But the sun, if one day he says, I will not come today, what will happen to us? Nature is doing everything on its own. It's a great thing. So we should be very, very indebted to the rains, to the sun, to the moon, to the earth, to the rivers, the waters, the Panchabhutas, which are everything, our body. As I am talking to you, somewhere inside my heart is beating, it's doing its job, it doesn't rest. If it's rest, oh yeah, I'm gone forever. My brain is processing, it is telling my tongue what to say, when to stop, isn't it? So much is happening within me, the blood is circulating. So, so many things, involuntary things are happening inside the body. So who is making this happen? There is some energy, some intelligence, some Chaitanya which is making this happen. So we call that Devata. We call it Devata. There is a power which digests. I have just had my coffee or breakfast before talking. So the power, the Vaishvanara is doing the digestion on his own. Oh, you go ahead, talk, I will do my duty. So as I talk here, somebody is cooking for me, isn't it? So there is so much happening. So there is a beautiful systematic, there is an ecosystem where everything is programmed in a certain way. The rains happen on time, the season cycle goes on in a specific way. The earth is going around the sun, and all these are powers which we cannot fathom. They are beyond our comprehension. Perhaps we can only see them, identify them, but we don't know how this happens. We don't know how Jiva, with all our science and technology, look, with due respect, of course, we are in a technology world, and technology has really supported us in a great way, particularly in the medical field. With due respect, we should understand that now a scientist can create an aeroplane, a scientist can create a beautiful machine, a camera, okay, but in God's creation, He creates a human being, and that human being creates many more. And it goes on and on and on. Can one aeroplane create another aeroplane? The intelligence is also inherited, right? One seed becomes a tree. That tree produces so many seeds, and then from there many more. So there is something happening here, isn't it? It's a beautiful scheme. And we see the scheme, we identify, and then there is a power behind this, some Chaitanya, some intelligence, and that we call Paramatma. So to think of that every day, every morning, every now and then is important, because that will make us very generous. It will break the frames from our minds, these frames of me, my, I, arrogance, and too much of material greed. All these will be broken when we think of the biggest. Bhumau Sukham, says Upanishad. There is no Sukham, Nalpe Sukham asti. There is no Sukham in small things. Be big. So that connection is important. That is why we do the Devata Yajna. We do the Darsha Purnamasa. The Purnima we do some yajnas. Amavasya we do yajnas. Coming to the Puranic times, we have so many. Every season is a new festival. Yugadi, Sankranti. The sun goes to a new Rashi, Sankranti. Every Masa Sankranti is there every month. But the Maha Sankranti is in around January. So then we have a Yugadi, we have Sauramana Yugadi, Chandramana Yugadi, two different Panchangas. Then we have different Rututsavas, season festivals. Then we have Shravanotsavas, so many festivals in the Shravana, Kartika. So what are we doing? We are now and again disconnecting temporarily from our mundane activities, routine activities. Will you stop this and think of the highest, think of the Bhuma, the Paramatattva. So that gives us a lot of energy, lot of happiness, lot of understanding about life. So this is common for everybody. How we do it is left to us. If I am in Karnataka, my geography, my people, my culture, my tradition, my parentage will tell me how I should do. It's best suited for this. If I am born in Bengal, then it will be a Bengali style. If I am born in Kashmir or in Rajasthan or Gujarat or in America or Africa or Australia, whatever part, I can actually design my customs, my traditions, my rituals, the application of Dharma, the application of Devata Yajna accordingly. This freedom is given here. So what flowers are available around me? What could be Agama, Tantra, Vaidika Vidhana, or just a folk style. So Devata Yajna is to be done, but how we do it is our Guru Parampara or our Parampara, Kula Parampara. Now coming to the Pitru Yajna, as the Upanishad says, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. We are what we are because of our parents, right? Our birth, our DNA, the body. So there's so much in this body which is happening because of my DNA, and it could be millions of years old, I don't know, right? So it's got that culture, and my parents have given me my birth, my looks, how I look, what am I, and many of our tastes, our capabilities, our skills are also there in the DNA. With all that we gain from outside, still a lot has come to us inherited from the great lineage. So I should be ever grateful. So Pitru Yajna, as long as my parents and grandparents are alive, I do my duties towards them because I have taken so much from them. I am a big beneficiary of them. So they are my greatest benefactors. Who can be greater benefactors than parents? And their parents, anybody who is elder to us, all the elders, they are all Pitrus for us. And once they leave the body, even then I should not forget them. I should send them with great respect and honor. We do the Antyeshti, all that. And every year we remember them on those days. And the Shastra says, do all these Shraddhadi karmas. If you cannot afford, if you are so weak, you cannot afford, you can't do. Sit in one place and cry for them. Remember them. Remember all that they did for you. Be grateful. Shed a few tears. So if we can't do even that, are we human beings at all? That acknowledgement of their importance in our lives is called Pitru Yajna. So Shraddhadi karmas that we do, the funeral, the very, very elaborate funeral that we give when they die to their body, and later on every monthly and yearly Shraddhas that we do. And during the Pitru Paksha, in the second part of the Bhadrapada Masa, we do special Pitru karmas. That whole Paksha is called the Pitru Paksha. It's a very beautiful yajna. And to take care of them when they are alive is also very important. To shoo them away to the old age home and say, I am a very busy man, I have so much that to do, this to do. So being so good to the world and being so cruel to the parents is a total mismatch. It's not the way to go. We have to find a chemistry to go together, and that is called Pitru Yajna. Then coming to the Rushi Yajna. Today every form of Vidya, from what I eat to what I wear, the clothes I wear, the food I eat, the language that I am using to speak, the house that is built where I live, the whole concept of civilization and living of a society, of this organized society, the Raja Dharma, the ruling, the administration, the roads that we use, the implements that we use, everything has come through avidya, right? Once upon a time, long ago, maybe man was just like any other animal. We had dogs, we had cats, and today we have humans also. Some 1 million years ago, maybe some lakhs of thousands of years ago, human being also was just like any other animal. He would just pick up some animal and crush it and eat it raw. But today we have such a civilized, so sophisticated kitchens and so many cooking recipes and all that. So we have modified our lifestyle. It's all because of the Rushi Parampara. So whoever gave us ideas about how we can better the quality of our living in this life, how we can improve our minds. What do I do when I get sad? Somebody will tell me, read Bhagavad Gita, you'll get Shanti. Somebody taught me to sing. I did not create the Saptaswaras, Harigama Padani. It came down the tradition. So whoever is the first person of a Vidya, it could be Sangeetam, it could be cooking, Paka Shastram, it could be Vedanta, it could be sports, it could be anything, it could be even Vastra, making a cloth, the Chatushashti Vidyas, the 64 occupational knowledge systems, it could be the Vedanta, it could be Vyakarana, it could be Bhasha, it could be Kavya, it could be Tarka, debate, rational debate. It could be Jyotisha, the understanding of the skies, the astro, the different astral bodies, the celestial bodies. It could be anything. It could be what I do to have, what herb I pick up and drink or eat to cure my immediate cold or cough. What I should eat, how I should eat, what to boil, what to fry, what to eat raw. Everything is a knowledge, right? It's come down to us from many people's contribution. There are so many people behind me. So their knowledge has come down to me. I am just a beneficiary. I have used up the knowledge of so many people to be comfortable today. Should I not acknowledge them? And I don't even know who gave all this. When we trace back, only few Rishis we can get to know. So they are all called Rishis. Any person who taps the secrets of their nature, of creation, and understands them very well and creates a beautiful Vidya Prakara, a beautiful knowledge system, and gives it to the society selflessly, is called a Rishi. That is why Rishi is not just a Vedantic Rishi. In our Sanatana Parampara, Natya Shastra Karta Bharata Muni is called a Rishi because he has documented the great Natya Parampara, music, dance, theatre, even acoustics, about the rasa ideas, many aspects of prosody, many aspects of poetry. He's documented that for us. And today if I am a dancer or a singer or anything and people clap for me, it's not just me, I have a parampara behind me. That is why we are taught to enter the stage like this. Dancer or musician, we enter like this, we exit like this. If somebody garlands or praises us, we should say like this. It's not me, it's the whole parampara. So this is a very beautiful idea. This cultures us. The sophistication of minds is what Sanatana Dharma is trying to do. So this is Rishi Yajna. I have learned from the parampara, now it's my duty to pass it on to the parampara. So Adhyayanam, I should learn my Kula Vidya, I should learn my Paramparika Vidya, I should learn my Bharatiya Vidya. Whatever has come down to me from generations and generations, thousands of years old, I should not just say I don't care and leave them like that. I should not orphan that. I should not be a fool because of whom the connection between the past and the future is gone. I am like a connection, the bridge between the two. So I should learn them, at least some aspect, whatever I can, preserve that and pass it on to the next generation. Adhyayanam, Adhyapana. Adhyanam, Adhyapanam. Learn and teach, learn and teach. Keep it going and add more dimensions to it. If something is wrong, you can change that, modify that. The simplification, cleansing of systems is also there. If something was wrong, yes, we are a society which has always dared to say, yes, this is wrong and put it out. Weeding out has happened profusely inside the Sanatana Dharma. This is called Rishi Yajna. And then comes Manushya Yajna, how we live with our fellow human beings, Atiti Devo Bhava. Every day, at least a part of my earning should go to the society. The Shastras say, after all the elderly people in the house and the new young mothers just had babies and the little children, everybody, and the cattle, domesticated animals, birds, everybody is fed. Before having the food, the householder should go out and see if there are any more athitis left out, any beggars left out. He should ensure that anybody he sees, he should give them their due food for that day and then come and eat. Such a great thing. Today we eat and then keep it in the refrigerator, continue for 4 days. We don't care to open the doors or windows and see if anybody is in need. I remember when I was a child, we used to have a small totti, we call it, a stone totti, a small stone tank kind of thing in front of everybody's house. And it was our duty to fill the totti with water. It was for the street cattle or street dogs or street animals, whatever, or birds, crows, they could come and drink there. And to this day, in many homes, in our house also, I see my aged mother also does that. After we have cooked, a part of the cooking, take it, keep it in a place where birds or animals can eat, squirrels, rats. So today we think they are all nuisance for us. We want to get rid of them. But they are also there in creation. We don't need to have so much contempt for these insects and animals and plants. Okay, if they are obstructing our comfortable life, to some extent we can keep them aside. But the right way to live is to connect to everybody. So this is called Manushya Yajna, where all our neighbors, all our friends, atithis, respect people, and give respect to them, elders. Any elder is an elder to me. Doing the pranam to them. Respectful way. To say hi is fine, but when you say namaste, there's another acknowledgement of somebody's age, and we have 3 types of vriddhas: Vayo Vriddha, Jnana Vriddha, Anubhava Vriddha. So by saying namaste, bowing down a little, we are acknowledging the parampara in them, their age, their experience, their jnana. So that is how we should live. So that is called Manushya Yajna. During our festivals, we invite people. We do Sumangali Puja, we do Kanya Puja, we do Brahmachari, we give Shashti. We give them some tambula, we invite our friends and relatives, we give them a feast, we give them gifts. So we go out of way and spend our time, our money, our energy, everything for somebody. It's not waste, it is a Manushya Yajna. And then comes a Bhuta Yajna, as I told you, plants, animals, birds. So sowing seeds, planting saplings. We used to have this Vana Mahotsava and all these festivals. There are some festivals like Chhat and all that in North India, where the women, they carry small leaf vessels full of very fertile soil and manure with lots of seeds of wheat and other cereals. They carry them on their heads and they go dancing and singing to the fields and plant them there. So today we are deforesting, but we used to sow. If you cut a tree somewhere, the Shastras say, the Puranas also talk a lot about this. They say if you have to cut one tree, you should plant 10 trees elsewhere. So this is how we should love vegetation, connect to vegetation. This is called Bhuta Yajna. Giving go grasa, feeding the cattle, feeding other animals, birds, all these. So these Pancha Yajnas are the base for Sanatana Dharma. Wherever we are, whoever we are, male, female, whatever varna we belong to, whatever community we belong to, whatever clan we belong to, whatever age group we are in, whichever part of the world we are living in. So we may be worshipping God as Shiva or Vishnu or Devi or Ganapati or anything, whatever we are. But for all of us, you go to the folk, you go to the tribal cultures, you go to the folk cultures, you go to the Agamikas, you go to the Vaidikas, everybody is doing the Pancha Yajnas in some or the other way. So what is common in Sanatana Dharma? Let's not get confused. The very common base for everybody at all times for now past and future, is these Pancha Yajnas. We don't need an officiating priest compulsory for all this. You want, you can bring a priest and have an elaborate ritual. Or you can do it simply Panchopachara Puja, Deepa Dhupa Gandha Pushpa Naivedya. You want more elaborate Dashopachara Puja, still more elaborate Shodashopachara Puja, still more elaborate Chatushashti Upachara Puja, 64 Upacharas. It's about how much I can afford, how much time or money I can spend, how much of interest I have. Or I can do Karma Yoga, I can serve the society. Just doing service to parents, Atithis itself is Graha Yajna, the Grihini, the housewife. As a woman, I am so proud. I don't have to do very elaborate Vaidika karmas. I am doing all the household job, taking care of my parents, my in-laws, my children, my Atithis, the cattle, everything. I am supporting my the men folk doing everything. I get all the punya. So it is not that something is doing a Vaidika karma is Shrestha and the Grihini who is doing the cooking is low. It is not like that. It's a very sorry narrative created. We are all doing Karma Yoga. If everybody goes does the same thing, who will cook, who will take care of the children? The children should not be left. So a beautiful arrangement. So yena kena prakarena manah Krishna niveshayat. Doing all the job and then saying Paramatma Krishnarpanamastu is a yajna. There's a very nice story in Mahabharatam where a young brahmachari called Kaushika is a very learned person. In a fit of emotion, he takes a very hasty decision and becomes a recluse. He goes to the forest, does tapasya. He has not completed his duties. So now he gets some siddhi. He sees, he stares at a bird for having shit on him, and the bird just is burned to death. So he should have felt very sad. If he was really trained in the right way, he would have felt sad. Oh, I burned down a bird. But he felt very arrogant. He thought, wow, I'm so great. So he wanted to make a show of his power. So now he was very arrogant. He was enjoying that siddhi. And he comes to a pativrata for bhiksha. And he is angry that she comes a little late. And he stares at her. She says, come on, don't stare like that. I am not that pakshi to get burnt and fall down. I am just a grihini. He is shocked. Something which happened in the forest, how does she know? How does she have this paroksha jnana? He says, tell me, how did you get it? She says, I have no time to talk to you. I can't give lectures. I am a grihini. I have atithis. I have my husband. So much work at home. You go to that vyadha, dharma vyadha, that butcher, he will tell you. What? Vyadha? Butcher? He will tell me. He goes there. What is the vyadha doing? All day he is cutting meat. He is selling that. He is just a hunter. So he's a hunter in business, in meat business. So this Kaushika is really shocked. How can this man? And that person says, oh, the Pativrata sent you. How did he get to know? Then after the whole day's task is done, he gives him Atithya and then explains that, look, what yoga you are doing in the forest, tapasya, the same thing I am doing as karma yoga here. It is about totally diluting the aham bhava, me, that body attachment, the material attachment should be undone and we should sublimate into the expanse of the Brahma Swarupa. My astitva should be a part of the cosmic. So the more we cut out frames and sublimate into the Brahma Bhava, the more Dharmatmas we are. So I got that through my Karma Yoga, the Grihini got it through the Karma Yoga. Now you should have got it, but because you didn't understand that you have to dilute the Aham, you nourished your Ahankara. So it's such a nice story. So Pancha Yajnas are the base for Sanatana Dharma. Everybody, a student to the retired person, everybody, in whatsoever we can, we have to think in these 5 dimensions and our life will become a yajna. Shri Krishna says, whatever you do can become a yajna when you do it in as a Devatarpana Bhava, selflessly, and you share the fruits with everybody. Yajna Shishtashinas Santaha Muchante Sarva Kilbishaihi. So when you do everything as a yajna and share it with everybody, it cleans you of all the papas, all the dirt in the mind, and you become very, very vast. We are not limited to just this body. We have a very big astitva. We have to feel that, experience that in meditation. And meditation is not just what we do by closing our eyes. It can be something which we do by opening our eyes also. It is in our vision, it is in our perspective. So, this perspective is what Sanatana Dharma gives. That is why today world over here, even foreigners come to Sanatana Dharma. Not by force, we do not take a sword and tell you, or we will kill you, you better accept. We do not convert. There is no concept of matantara here. There is no concept of conversion at all. The concept is about transformation. You are a lotus, become a better lotus. I am a jasmine, I become a better jasmine. So, I am some other flower, I am a hibiscus, I become a better hibiscus. We should not uproot somebody from their identity and try to dominate them by putting my ideology on them. This is what the colonizers did, the people from the Middle East, the people from Europe who came here, not just here, everywhere across the world, plundered, looted, killed, converted, forced upon, dominated. What happened? Lot of chaos, lot of killings. So, what we are, we still are, but we have a lot of cultural identity crisis now because of that shuffling. Just leave them to be themselves. Have nice friendly relationships with everybody. So, this is the greatness of Sanatana Dharma, and we should be very proud that we are lucky that this Dharma is a part of our lives and it is dictating our lives. Okay, the question is about the role and responsibilities and status of the woman in the Sanatana Dharma. As we saw, Sanatana Dharma never tells us that we are just the body. Woman or man, we are actually Atma Swarupis. We are the soul, we are the Dehi, the one who resides in the Deha, not the Deha. But the moment I am born in a female body or a male body, we automatically have some physical and emotional orientations, and we should respect that. It is something to be celebrated, nothing to be compared or said this is higher, this is lower. The concept that woman is inferior to man, in fact I was shocked when I read about some faiths from across the boundaries. They say that woman does not have a soul, she is not a human being. There were congregations of big religious leaders to discuss whether woman had a soul and they are trying to convert us to their faiths. Such cruel ideas where, and somebody says woman is born from the collarbone of a man, and they say woman is a commodity. She is a commodity like anything else. She is to be owned, she can be used, thrown, sold. Such very cruel ideas are there across, but it is not so here. It is very clearly told in the Smritis also. I do not have them by heart, they are very nice shlokas. I could have shown you if the presentation was, I had brought the presentation. They are very good shlokas which say that the dvidha krutva atmanam, the Paramatma, he made himself into two, and the two expressions were the masculine and the feminine. This concept has been beautifully personified in the Ardhanarishvara Tattva. So, he is Purusha, is Prakriti, both are one actually. They can't be separated, but both are also independent. They work together, but they are also independently very beautiful. So, the feminine is beautiful in its own way, the masculine is beautiful in its own way. They have independent roles and expressions, but they are all connected also. So, there is no masculine without the feminine, feminine without the masculine. They are two, they are in the idea of Ardhanarishvara shows us that, right. So, such concepts we see here. So, in the institution of Sanatana Dharma, woman has a very, very high place. Not that somebody is high or low, she is unique in her own way, he is unique in her own way. So, she will dictate her lifestyle, what she wears, what she eats, what puja she does, how she defines her roles. It is totally left to her. So, the man does not have too many rules on the woman. Like there are some faiths which tell whether she should wear nail polish or not, whether she should wear a bangle or not, whether she should cover her hair or not. So, such dictates are not there in us. They tell her, you do what is comfortable to you. And she again does not imitate the West. She also should be somebody who thinks on her own. So, see the geography where we are in. If I am staying in a very hot place, my dress, my lifestyle, my jewelry, my eating habits, everything will be according to that, suitable to that. I will wear cotton clothes, I will wear clothes, I will wear a sari or dress which is best suited to this geography. The same with man, the same with woman. So, if I live in a very cold place, naturally the dress of women and men will change, her jewelry will change. And we also have the concept of Stri Dhanam. Many of the Smritis, even the Arthashastra talks about that. Stri Dhanam is exclusively Dhanam, the wealth of the woman. It is her ownership. What she gets from her parental home or what she herself has earned, the man, the husband has no so ever right on that. Whatever ornament she gets from her parents, whatever gift she has, even property, lands, whatever, the husband cannot touch that. If he does that, he is called an adhama. A person who uses his wife's money, who lives on that, is called an adhama. He is a very cheap person. He is looked down. On the contrary, half of the wealth of the husband is hers. Half of what he owns is hers. But she cannot say dominate the joint property. This is very practical, right? The joint property, she can't say I have half. Whatever her husband has, half of that is hers. So, but whatever is hers is exclusively hers. In fact, my husband says, no, this is very partial. This is not right. There are so many shlokas in the Smritis which tell how you should treat a woman. Even the husband, simply because they are wed, they have a very intimate relationship, they are very close to each other. He cannot dictate, he cannot try to intrude into her personal gap. He should not tell her what colored saree to wear, what to cover, how to be, all that. Leave her, it is her life. What celebrations she does, what puja she does, what friends she goes out with. When she goes to a temple to do some puja, she goes and learns some music, she participates in some celebration. He cannot go on dictating to her. She has her own world, right? But then they are totally connected also. But when a dharmika karma comes, the grihya karmas, they do it together, the Vaishvanara, the pujas, everything they do together. In fact, there is no Vaidika, Agama or Tantrika or whatever folk ritual, a grihya karma, a householder's ritual, where the wife is not there. They are like three parts. Some are Stri Vratas, totally for women, they do it on their own. There are Purusha Vratas, they do it on their own. There are Garhastya Vratas. And of them the Homa, Havana, Puja, celebrations, the different festivals. She has to be with him. She has to put the arghya like this. Only then he has to give dana. It's like her signature, her stamp there. And that is why even if she is very busy, she has to attend to the people. The Purahita will say, you be with him in the beginning and end. She will stand there, touch his right shoulder. Only if she touches, the connection comes. And then he performs the puja. Towards the end, before the Purnavati, she is again called. She will come, she will again touch his right shoulder. So she is symbolically represented there. And in all our Homa Havanas in the Vaidika Kala, you asked about the Vaidika Kala, she is the one who does the Agni Sthapana. Today we are discussing whether women should do the Vaidika karmas or not. But the Smritis, the Yajna Parampara says that she is the one who does the Agni Sthapana. She will kindle the fire and keep it in the Homa Kunda. She will do all the peripheral jobs, everything. And then the Purushas will do the Homa. To this day, you go to any Vivaha, a Paramparika Vivaha. So they will call two women. They will come there, they do the Agni Sthapana, they will do the puja to that and go. So slowly the number of opportunities in the Vaidika karmas are slowly reduced. It is because of ignorance rather. We have assumed that everything only the men should do. It is not so. There were many parts, many rituals which women also have a role in. And Pura kalpetu narina munji bandhana muchyate. It is a very popular saying that in the previous kalpa, in the older Vedic times, all the women used to have Upanayanam. And they had two choices, Sadyodvaha or Sadyovadu and then Brahmavadini. So if she wants to become a Brahmavadini, she will not get married. She will remain a celibate, Naishtika Brahmacharini. And she will live in a Gurukula or in her parents' house or in a Gurukula Parisara, in some learning center where along with other Brahmacharinis, and gurus and a very decent atmosphere. She will follow celibacy, she will practice celibacy, and she will dedicate her life to learning, teaching, scholarship, research, etc. So she has chosen that. So Gargi, Maitreyi was a Brahmavadini. Later on she became a Grihastha. She married Yagnavalkya. We have one more Sulabha Maitreyi in Mahabharata. She was a recluse, she was a sannyasini. I myself have made a list of some 32 Rishikas. I have the list somewhere, I got it like this. So many Rishikas are mentioned. And some Rishikas were also Grihinis, Sadyodvaha or Sadyovadhu. They duly get married at the right time. So there is this Karma Yoga. Once you get married, once I am married, I have a very special responsibility. I can't say no, I have Vairagya, I don't care, I'm not interested. Then why did you get married at all? It's like you have taken up a job, you have joined an institution, then you say I am not interested, but you should give me my salary. It's ridiculous. So once you have taken the oath that yes, I am going to be in Grihastha, it's a saga of Karma Yoga. So she has to do some compromises. Now she wants to do the Vaidika Adhyayana, Karmas, etc. That's fine. But what about the baby? The baby doesn't know when to cry, when not to cry. And old people there may say, I want some water. The guests may come. The cattle needs you. So many chores in the house to be done. And they used to have a lot of, the total fertility rate was very high. They had lot of children. Today all the rules are for Hindus to have one child or no children. And the terrorists have many. See, this disparity was not there. They respected that our clan should go on. We should not lose out on the population. They were very smart, smarter than us. We have borrowed narratives, but they thought on their own, our Purvajas. So they used to have many children. So you see, so many children they have, and she is a very, very busy person. So all that is Karma Yoga for her. She saw all that as her yajna. So she was a very busy woman. And she was a leader in the house. Grihini grahamuchyate na punaha kudya katasangata. If you have chosen to be a grihini, be a good grihini. You have chosen to be a Brahmavadini, be a total Brahmavadi. You should not peep there and say, wow, I think they are having fun, I lose out. No. Be clear about what I want, what I don't want. And every field demands some sacrifice, some compromise. There is there's nothing in life which comes without sacrifice. If we want an easy way, then we never grow. So you are there, you have to do some compromises. You are here, you have to do some compromises. So we have many Rishikas like that, and there were also Tapasvinis like Agastya Lopamutra and Kashyapa and Aditi, and this Devahuti and Kardama Prajapati. They were all Rishi models. Atri and Anasuya, they were both Tapasvis. So they were Grihasthas, they had children, they had ashrama, but they were two viraktas, very, very just like recluses. So like that we have many. We have even the hunter woman Shabari. Who says we are casteist, classist? Nonsense. Shabari is a tribal woman. She is a tribal woman, and she was a great tapasvini. Rama went to her, he honored her, she honored him, and like that we have another tapasvini called Vedavati in Ramayana also, in Puranas also we see. And Ravana tried to offend her, and she felt disgusted and she gave up her life. And then we have the story of this Swayamprabha in Ramayanam, who was a great yogini. She had extraordinary yogic powers and she could do miracles, and she transported the Vanaras to the Samudra Tira. Like that, many stories are there in the Bhagavata, in the Puranas. We have the stories of Aditi, Anasuya, who did tapasya for 12 years, 13 years to bring rains for the world. You see, they were the women who were giving to the society. Those women who gave, not just women, men or women. When a human being is human being is a benefactor for the society, he or she becomes a Rishi, a yogini, a god, devata. Automatically people will bow down to them. If a person is greedy, selfish, uses all his smartness and intelligence just to grab and hoard, of course he may hoard and build a palace, but he will never win the people's hearts. People will always talk at them. They will never be given the respect because they don't deserve. So all the great women we see who are great achievers were not the bhoga models. not the nail polish beauties, lipstick beauties, not like that. People who were good to the society, did something for the society. Everybody of us has something to give to the society. The more we give, the more we blossom, the more we expand. That is a part of nature. It's in the scheme of nature. The giver is always the evolver, and the receiver will shrink. If we do not give it back, pay it forward, we call it pratidana. Whatever I receive, I should give it back. I should give it ahead. I should not just hoard. So women of great kinds, there have been great Rishikas. There are words like Vishukartriyaha, women who made weapons. There were women who used to ride horses, women who were queens, who were administrators, rulers, spies, upadhyaya, acharya, acharyani. Acharyani is the wife of the acharya. Acharya means she was the chancellor of an ashrama. They say Arundhati was one such. So Arundhati was an extraordinary woman, very great scholar, the wife of Vasishta. And we have another woman called Sujata. So like that. Many great women we see in the Vedic times, and then we come to the later Vedic times and the medieval times also. This legacy continued. Lots of queens. In fact, you want to go to the history of the world, not the history textbooks written here by leftists, the real history. You go and hunt the facts. You want to see the great queens, you have to come to good old India. I mean, the queens who are not just nail polish queens sleeping on their couches waiting for a Rajkumar, not that model, but queens who were very selfish, very selfless, very generous, very skilled, very dynamic, very loving, caring, and able, trained, learned, all that, such Matrumurtis. Queens who were very busy doing good to the society. You have to see these models in our Bharata Desha only. Before Renaissance, the women of Europe had a very tough time. They were just used and thrown. The women had to fight for their rights. Feminism had to come, liberalism had to fight, they had to come to the streets. And even such a powerful country like America gave voting rights to its women somewhere around 1960, 1961. But here we had rulers, forget about voting, women who ruled. So we had great women who rode horses, who were warriors, they fought battle. And there's one, I don't remember her name, there was one Vishpala something, one woman who had an iron leg. So she waged a war, she lost her leg and she had a Jaipuriya leg kind of caliper something. So like these we have many models, we have many great Kavayitris, many great poetesses, many great scholars and many great queens, administrators, businesswomen, and dancers, countless, musicians, countless. All our descriptions in Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas are full of women. The celebrations are zero without a woman. You may have 1 lakh men, but it's not a celebration if you don't have women there. The color, the spectacular range of color and celebration comes only when a woman is there. So you see women dancing on the streets, the processions happening there. In the Buddhist literature also, in the Jaina literature also, in the Sanatana literature, in the folk literature, Agama, everywhere you see women have a very big role. They were very active, they were on the streets, they could commute in public, they could go on their own. In Ramayana there is a line which says, Vadhu Nataka Mandal, Nataka Sanghaha. In Ayodhya there were many women drama troupes. So what more? So they were very much on the stage. They had every freedom to express and display their talents. Let us accept anything good from outside, no problem. But we should have a filter and see if it is required for me, good for me, it's nice for me. So that filter is very important. If we have this and a woman starts thinking original, we need not compete with men, we need not be in competition with them or conflict. No, we have to compete with ourselves, blossom from within. When a woman realizes that, she can do wonders. Today we have our very honorable Draupadi Murmu ji, we have Sudhamurti ji, we have Nirmala Sitaram ji, we have good leaders there, we have good performers, we have good artists, we have good saints, we have all types of models today. They were women who did not compete with somebody. With all their challenges and problems, they just evolved. So such models we need. I think that model of empowered woman. We want the Sita, Anasuya, Draupadi, Jhansi Rani, Rani Abbakka models who were great performers, dynamic, brave, courageous, and who could achieve and do something for the society. It's up to the woman to decide who will be her ideal, and all that we have to do has to come from within. Then we'll be really the perfect women, not from outside. Adopting ideas blindly will damage the worth of a woman or a man or a society. We have to unfold, not just adopt. So, namaste, and I thank Sathya Sai Manavabhyudaya Vishwamanava Samstha for this wonderful opportunity. It's such a great place, just a little away from Bengaluru, but so serene, so calm, so beautiful. It's just Vidya here everywhere. It's like a Rishyashrama. It is a Rishyashrama. So, with my great regard to Sri Sathya Sai Babaji, Madhusudan Saiji for this great work, giving Vidya not for not like a business, but rather giving Vidya totally free and in such quality and with such passion, and creating the future Bharatiyas who will also not be just money making machines, but rather do something for the society. The vision they are giving here, the culture they are giving here, the kind of cultural sensitization that is happening here, it's really great, and it's such a great service. Helping the poor and needy with totally free but very qualitative services is something I don't have words. I have to say Namo Namaha. I am really honored to be here and address you all. Namaste. Dhanyavada. Bolo Bharat Mata ki Jai.